Hi, I'm Brittany Rizzo, and welcome to My Only Friends. On today's episode, I chat with a real-life friend, John Krause. John Krause is an actor, singer, and music educator. He recently closed 2 shows in the LA area, Tarantino, live at Cinevita, where he played Pulp Fictions Vincent and shredded on the guitar, and the world premiere of Millenials Are Killing Musicals at the Colony Theater in Burbank, where he appeared as Nate and Atlas. He is best known for his roles in Broadway and touring musicals. Other credits include Hadestown, Jesus Christ Superstar, Fun Home, Wicked, Green Day's American Idiot the Musical, The Secret Garden, Newsies, and Rock of Ages. When John isn't performing or teaching private guitar and voice lessons, he enjoys spending time with his wife Molly and dog Maxine, both who I adore as well. John and Molly also have an acting intensive for teens that they are starting called the Audition Edit, which you should definitely check out. It's a class I wish I had when I was younger and first moved to LA. This episode reminds me of the Friends episode, the one with the butt, for 2 reasons. In this episode, Joey is in a musical, which seems pretty self-explanatory given John's resume. But a quote John loves is to do something with your full ass. And you're just going to have to listen to the episode if you want an explanation. Please enjoy my conversation with John Krause. All right, well, if the extra Brittany's here, then she's here to stay.
She's here.
It's so weird. I feel like I've been doing this for years and I still don't understand technology. Like, how am I?
It's a constant battle. I've been teaching Zoom lessons since 2020, and like at least once a week, I'm fighting the system.
Literally, like, it's like, do you want to join from workplace or here or there? And it says Brittany Rizzo's joined the meeting, and I'm like, I am the meeting.
Who is? What is going on? I am the meeting.
I'm the captain now. What, like, Phantom Brittany's gonna come and she's just gonna
I'm
be
so
like,
scared. She's just watching us.
Game over.
Yeah, like what was that? Us? Remember that movie, Us?
Oh, I don't see scary movies.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I have to see them because of Molly.
Well, what's so funny, I think of Molly every time now that I see anything involving While You Were Sleeping.
Oh,
Do you know?
Uh-huh.
So I, up until like 6 months ago, thought it was a scary movie because the title alone, I was like, While You Were Sleeping. Oh no, I'm not watching that. And she like posted this really cute rom-com clip of Sandra Bullock. And I was like, what movie is this? And she was like, While You Were Sleeping. And I was like, so it's not a horror film?
That's really good.
She was like, Brittany, what are you?
She showed me that for the first time last year because she was like, I need another good fall movie. Have you ever seen While You Were Sleeping? I was like, no. But man, Sandy Bullock, she can just do no wrong.
I know. She's the best.
She's perfect.
She's a rom-com queen.
She is.
So we know each other because of your beautiful wife, Molly McCook.
Yes, of course. How long have you known her now? I guess.
My gosh, like
8 years or something, 7 years?
20. Oh, wow. I haven't even thought of that. 20. We met right after the pandemic. So 2021.
Oh, after the pandemic. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the pandemic had just like started when I met her, like so briefly.
5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems so crazy.
It doesn't feel like it should be that long, but it certainly is.
I know. She was actually one of the first people to come on this podcast, which was
really
like so interesting.
That's so cool.
How did you and Molly meet?
We met in 2015, so 11 years ago, doing a musical, of course, in Los Feliz at Rockwell. You ever go to Rockwell Table and Stage?
No.
It was a kind of definitely a scene, and they started doing for the record shows there, which are now you know, as you know, in the Cinevita tent. But that's kind of where this whole thing started of like kind of taking movies and putting them on stage with the soundtracks, and then they became a little more, what's the word, like parodies in a way. And then we did Cruel Intentions, which like really took itself very seriously and used the music from the movie, and so it all really worked really well. And that one actually popped off, and went off Broadway and toured and has been in Australia and the UK. But Molly and I were in the first like production of that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think when she was on the show, I asked her like, when you guys do self-tapes together, what is it like? When she's like, he's not allowed to look at me. But like, I saw you guys do the Tarantino live. And I was thinking, I'm like, how are they like you guys do the iconic dance together.
Hmm.
How is that working with your partner? Is there a moment where you're like, oh my God, this is like just this is not Molly right now?
Yeah, yeah, there was that. In rehearsal, it was like, this is, I can't believe we're doing this. Actually, kind of funny because that's the way we met. So there's a weird, like, look at us back at it again.
Right.
There's a fun nostalgia being on stage in that way. And there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of safety, which is really nice. Like we just
Mm,
trust each other a lot, that we
hmm
have each other's back. And so that part is really nice. And it is easy actually to let go of that, and especially she's like in a wig and I'm wearing like a big fake hoop earring and I have a mustache. I don't know. It's easy to buy into the characters and not be like, oh, that's my wife.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll never forget. Like, I looked it up afterwards. It's called Collective Effervescence. And it was because when I saw you guys like both come out on stage and start singing, I just started crying. I was like, what's happening to me right now? I was like,
So
why
you were
am I crying?
experiencing collective
Yeah,
effervescence.
it's like this feeling because I get like that, like, I mean, any concert or like at a movie, like when everybody is collectively having a
Mm,
good time, I just
mm-hmm.
get like, I'm a mess. I'm like,
Yeah,
I can't, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion, but that's what it is when like
for
you
sure.
really enjoy when everyone's having a collective experience, which I think we have so few and far between moments of that, like in today's day and age.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why theater and live performance in general, whether it's music or theater or dance or opera, Timothy Chalamet. Just to get another dig at him. No, that's become my church. That's become my
Mhm.
like religion in a way, because that's where a lot of people go for that kind of connection is,
Right.
like their religion or their faith background. And that's, if that works for you, that's great. But that's why you see so many these kind of experiences that, when people kind of like pass out at church or something, like especially those kind of like revivalist back, things. That feeling is real when everyone's like collectively trying to channel something or feel something or pray
Hmm.
together. I think there is power in that because there is energy and all that stuff. But I think theater is a way that's a little safer because you're not like putting your spirit in the hands of like a deity or anything. You're just like sharing it with everyone else.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's
It's a
and it's we're
vibe.
all focused and we're all learning something, we're going through something, and certain lines hit us at certain, you know, at certain different times of our lives, and it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of like having that experience, when was the first experience of that you can remember that made you go, "Oh, I actually want to do this for the rest of my
Mm.
life?"
Well, I have a really funny memory of seeing The Lion King on tour when I was like 5 or 6.
Mm,
Maybe does that timing work out? Maybe like 9. I think it was definitely like 90s, like 1990
mm-hmm,
something.
mm-hmm.
And I went with my family and my grandma at the time, and I will never forget. Like a few rows in front of us, Pamela Anderson was there with her family, and my grandma went and talked to her at intermission. So that I don't know whether it's the show itself, but I do remember it being so spectacular. But I just remember meeting Pamela Anderson, and I was 9 years old, and I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but the time that actually made me want to do it was I was 16 and I took a trip with my high school drama department to New York City. And we saw a number of shows, but we saw the show Company, Stephen Sondheim show Company, starring Raul Esparza. And it was the advent of these shows that are called actor musician shows, where the people on stage are also playing the music, and
Mm,
they're acting in the roles. And it was really revolutionary at the time. And Raul Esparza played the piano, and every other people playing cello, but also acting, and like it was just an amazing thing because I'd started playing guitar and I'd started taking voice lessons, and I was like, oh, I can see myself doing this kind of thing because I
mm-hmm.
didn't know if I could do like the jazz hands version of Broadway, but I was like, wait, no one's doing jazz hands. There's barely any choreography. It's just acting and singing and playing an instrument. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time that I saw really what I would want to do on a Broadway stage at like its highest form, and it was so
Mm.
exciting.
Are you from California?
Yeah, I'm from Southern California. I'm from Palos Verdes. Yeah, Palos Verdes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I feel like I knew that, but you can never be sure.
but I mean, I spent, you know, for a lot of people, they think I'm from the East Coast because I went to
Yeah.
school in Boston and I spent so much time in New York. So people like associate me with that, which is fine. I have a lot of
Yeah.
family in Jersey. I feel like a lot of my roots are actually on the East Coast, but I was born and raised here.
Yeah. Would you want to end up there one day, or you're LA boy?
I don't know because I did it, I
Yeah.
lived there for almost 10 years. And I do go back every now and then, but like, I don't know, just being home and being near my family and being in Southern California, like the weather is the best. And the
Yeah.
fact
You
that I
get the
can
best
just,
of both worlds.
you get everything. You can drive to the desert, you can drive to the mountains, you can drive to the beach. Everything is like within an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Hmm.
kind of climate, every kind of surrounding. And New York, especially New York City, is just such a little, microcosm, but it's amazing too. So I think the dream is, everyone says to be like truly bi-coastal.
Right, right, right.
Really cool.
So you go to college, you go to school in back east. I say
Hmm.
back east like I'm from there too. But
Where are you from?
I'm from Las Vegas, but my mom's side of the family is all from New York. And then
Nice.
my sister is in New
The
York.
Rizzos? Oh no, the Rizzos would be your dad's side.
Well, that's yeah, my dad's side is Italian too.
Yeah.
They're literally came from Italy. So
Yep, same. My mom's Pasquariello. That's my mom's maiden name. Very Italian.
wow.
Yeah.
So when was the moment when, okay, so you are like, okay, I want to do that.
Mm.
And then you go to school. Were you immediately like, okay, I got to go back to LA, or did you stay in New York for a bit and like start the audition process out there? What did something keep you there longer?
Yeah, I never th I was always like in theater especially everyone's like I'm not going to go to LA until I'm like invited or until there's a real good reason to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like when is that? Like someone sees you in a Broadway show and is like come to LA kid. And that's kind of how it used to go. That's actually kind of the story of Molly's dad. I don't know if you know that story.
No.
But he was doing West Side Story at City Center in New York and
Mm-hmm.
happened to go on for Tony,
Mm-hmm.
the lead, because the other guy who was playing it like hurt his ankle mid-show, like on stage. And a guy from Warner Brothers happened to be at the show, saw John McCook, and was like, "You got it, kid." And he
Wow.
was like on the bus or on a plane back to New York, like then
God.
once the show closed, and he
That's
signed with Warner Brothers and was on the contract. It's a whole story. You should have him on the pod. He's the
that is
best.
amazing. And I've met him for the first time and I was like, this guy is so cool.
He's
Like,
so cool. He's so many stories. He's been
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
But anyways, my story is that Spring Awakening was a big moment too. I saw that right before I went to college. Like my parents and I went back east, and we saw In the Heights, and we saw
Mm-hmm.
Spring Awakening, and there were two guys in the new cast of Spring Awakening. Like the whole original Broadway cast had just been turned over, and they had a whole new group of leads. And two of the guys had just graduated from Boston Conservatory, and I was like, oh, "That's where I'm going! I can't wait to." And I talked to them at the stage door, and it was really exciting. And then they were casting for the tour at the end of my freshman year of college, and they had a big open call in Boston. And I just remember like kids lined up around the block, trying because it was like the coolest, newest show.
Mm-hmm.
And our one of our friends was working like helping the casting people, and so he got us in late after everyone else had gone. And I remember the casting director. I sang my song, and this is gonna sound like a little egotistical, but he like threw. I remember him throwing his pencil down like he was angry, and I was like, "Did I do something wrong?" And
Oh
he
my
goes,
God.
"I just sat here for 6 hours, and the best three people come in at the very end of the day." It was like me and my two friends, and it was the best feeling ever. But it was like
Right.
such a roller coaster. But then, so I got like a bunch of callbacks for that, and I didn't end up booking that. But it was like, oh, I had to go to New York. I went to a New York
You
casting
didn't end up
office.
booking it?
I didn't end up booking it. I would have had to leave school, which would have been
Mm.
crazy. But I was in final callbacks for it, and I'm still like friends with some of the people I met there. Some of them have gone on to become Tony
How old were
Award
you at this point?
winners. I was 18.
That's got to be a crazy feeling though. Like when you're starting this and you're like, you get told you're one of the best out of 6 hours and then you don't book it. I imagine at
Yeah.
18, I'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah, there was a weird thing too, because I was like, I don't really want to leave school. I'm just starting to like
Mm-hmm.
really learn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was a little intimidated by like because it was a tour. I would have had to go on the road, and like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know anything. I think what ultimately happened was like people probably were like he has some talent, but he's green,
Right.
But of course, who isn't at that age? But when I saw the cast, it was like people who had been working as for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I then was that casting director was casting the tour of American Idiot, Green Day's American Idiot, the musical, in my senior year of college.
Mm.
And I went back in for that and then booked that. And that was the thing that kind of kept. So then I went on that tour and we got to go all around America, but also like England and Ireland and Japan and Korea. And it was just the coolest thing right out of college. I graduated a month later. I was in rehearsals and then just on this whirlwind, like 2 year tour of the world. And that's where it all started. And I went back to New York and then started like really trying to audition and get a Broadway show, you know?
That's crazy. So, I mean, you would do that now too, probably. I think back of, and I feel like almost every episode I talk about this is when we're
Mhm.
young, we're so willing to go anywhere and do anything. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, mm-mm.
No, I know. Like I'm like a homebody and I
Yeah.
love my wife and my dog and our routine. Like,
Like, I have to leave for how long?
yeah,
Like, it's so strange. And I don't
yeah.
know if that's just like, I don't know if it's a been there, done that, or like, yeah, I'm not trying to chase anything else right now that's not in front of me. I don't know, but
I
like
think it's a
there's
mixture of all that. Yeah.
yeah, and there's like a fearlessness we have as kids where
I
it's
think
like
there's a yeah, and there's a hunger to like just
mhm,
experience everything and
mhm,
no matter what, like you just go in like wide-eyed and everything's new. It's like you're like a baby in a weird way. You're
mhm.
like, but it's like you're an adult because you're not like your parents aren't telling you what to do. You're like, I have agency and I can go wherever and do whatever and get paid nothing, but it's fun. And you know, like it's I don't know. Yeah, the things have to be the right amalgamation of things to be for me to go.
Right,
But yeah, back then it's just like, yeah, sign me up, I'm out.
right. When you were so like I mean, with acting and music, was there a specific artist that you were like, "Oh yeah, this is it for
Hmm.
me?"
That's a good question. I've always been kind of an old soul with music, especially like folk music, because my parents uh, had great taste in music. Really eclectic too.
Mhm.
But my mom like loved the 70s folk scene, 60s and 70s. And so like Paul Simon and James Taylor are my
Mm.
guys
Mhm.
because it's like they're acoustic guitar bass, and that's like the instrument learned on, you know. And they're also such good storytellers. Like their
Right.
music is not just beautiful and like great just sonically, it's also the content is so rich, it's poetic, and I think that's why like I just lean towards storytellers as opposed to just like people who have a good vibe, you know.
Right, right. What was your specific like audition song when you would audition for shows? And because I remember I would always be like, what I don't know what when I first moved out here and they'd be like, okay, come with the song prepared. I didn't like I wasn't like huge in musical theater and I would just sing like a pop song or like Reflection from Mulan all the time, you
Yeah,
know.
right, why not?
That was it.
Part
But
of your
I
world.
yeah, exactly. But I'm
Yeah.
sure that there's people listening that are like, when if they want to get into musical theater, like what are your go-to songs and what was yours when you were younger?
Well, at that time too, like going into like the business at in 2012, like Glee was like very
Mm,
popular, you know. So like, and they were starting to have a lot more jukebox musicals. So like, doing a pop rock song
hmm.
was okay. Like, it wasn't like you have to do something from the musical theater canon. If you could
Right.
find something that was like again story driven and had like a clear like intention, um, you could sell it. Like there's a story of a guy, one of the guys who was in Spring Awakening, he like got his agent because at his showcase from Boston Conservatory, he did Jesse's Girl, but like made a whole scene about it, you
Mm,
know, and like had a whole character behind it, and it was like so great.
yeah.
And so my go tos were Not Over You by Gavin DeGraw. It was like very big in 2012,
Wow,
you know,
yes. Yeah.
and this kind of off the beaten path Queen song called Save Me, and
I've
it's
never heard
actually a
that one.
song written by Brian May, the guitarist. Yeah, no
Mm,
one really knows it, but when you hear it, it's unmistakably Queen. Like it just has that kind
right.
of Queen vibe, and also the vocal is like a Freddie Mercury vocal, and like high and soaring and beautiful. And so it has this like beautiful kind of lyrical verse, but then the chorus is like "Save me, save me, save me." You know, you just get to wail, and it's
Wow.
great. You know,
Yeah.
so that one's still in the rotation. I used that last year to do Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. Like that still like comes out when it
Oh
needs
my God. Can we
to.
talk about that? Because that was iconic.
That
How
was
is that
crazy.
experience?
Crazy. It was, it was 3 weeks of my life, and that's not long in 36 years of being alive, but it was so full and so sparkly, like
Mm-hmm.
every day going in, because you're driving into Hollywood, you rehearse at this old church that's just down the street uh from the Hollywood Bowl, and like we're in an old church doing Jesus Christ Superstar, and there's like stained glass. It's also where they famously filmed the Enchantment Under the Sea dance for Back to the Future. So there's like little pictures all over the walls of like the shots, and like
I've never seen it. I know. I know.
I
Goodbye.
die. You have to. You've never seen Back to the Future?
No. My friend
Oh
Chadwick,
man.
if he's listening, and he probably is, promised me a movie night of Back to the Future, and it's been years. I've never seen it.
I'm really excited for you because it's funny because it's now anachronistic in a weird way, because I think we're past the year that the
Oh.
future is in, like, maybe Back to the Future 2 or
And
something.
it's definitely not as cool, I bet.
It's not. Well, it's actually kind of sad. It's kind of as devastating. Like Biff. It doesn't matter. I can't even explain anything to you.
Yeah.
But you have to see the first one. You have to see all three. But the first one is still. I think it still really holds up,
Yeah.
and it's just so fun. And Robert Zemeckis just captures nostalgia in such an
Mm-hmm.
amazing way, and just builds like the world so well.
Mm.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna
Yeah.
love it. I can't wait. But so that was exciting just to be like in this cool, famous movie location. But then, like, we kind of put the show together, and Adam Lambert singing his face off, and Josh Gad being the funniest human on earth, and the cast, like even the people in the ensemble, like have
Mm-hmm.
been leads on Broadway. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
like this, just the best of the best. And Cynthia uh, Miserivo didn't even come in till the second week because she was busy, and so she learned basically the whole thing because her stand-in, who was also played another role, played
Mm-hmm.
Simon, like learned the whole show basically in her place, and then kind of like walked her through the blocking with all of us, and she kind of just like took it in and got it. She was already mostly off book. She'd been like working on
Yeah.
the music, and she was just ethereal. She was otherworldly. But she was also very grounded and human. And
Mm-hmm.
like I talked to her on our first lunch break because she was like sitting alone, and I was like, "Hey, like, welcome. Just I know you're probably trying to settle in, and you've probably been in a whirlwind, but like, and we talked about that like LA is her home now, and I just asked her how she's been doing, and she was like, I'm good, man. Thank you so much for coming up to me. I was like, of course. Like I am that way with people. Like I do get a little starstruck, like no matter
Yeah.
what. But I also am like, we are still just people. And
Yeah.
like,
And equal. Like we're
yeah.
we're all here for the same purpose.
Yeah. And I don't want to like feel like a fan, but I
Right.
also want to just talk to you like a person. So I always try and approach it that way if I ever, even if I meet like an idol.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but she was amazing, and she was just so locked in, and it's such a fast process because we rehearse for 2 weeks. It's like summer stock. We rehearse for 2 weeks, and then we're in tech, and then we just do three shows. But it was three sold out shows at the Hollywood Bowl. It was like just seeing a whole hillside full of 17,000 people. Like nothing can really prepare you.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine it's such a learning experience too, being with people of like that level of being like and they lift you up to where they
Mm-hmm.
are. Not that you
Mm-hmm.
need to be, but I could
No,
imagine that it's like so like you're just a sponge watching these people work. And I
absolutely.
mean seeing Cynthia learn it so fast and being like, whoa, what is
Yeah.
happening?
It's just, yeah, we're seeing someone at the height of their powers like take it in. And also like she like during tech, like she was having a really hard time hearing stuff, and she really needed to dial in her ears, and she like made sure that she really got the sound that she needed. And I remember
Mm,
being like, okay, this is a really short process, but like she's like, I'm not gonna be able to give the best product unless I have this, and like they made
hmm.
it happen. And so like advocating for yourself and for what you
Right.
really need to give your best work. But it's also like not everyone performs in front of 17,000 people every day. So everyone, even Adam Lambert, even Cynthia, were figuring out what a performance looks like
Hmm.
in this space, like a musical theater performance, what it looks like in this huge outdoor amphitheater, one of the most storied, venues on
Hmm.
earth. We were all learning. So it was like humbling in that way too, that we all had to lift each other up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's an incredible experience. I'm sad I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I mean, you only had three options,
I
it's
know.
tough.
So when you were getting out of school and auditioning, what was the first big role that you got where you were like, I made it, I did it?
Yeah. Well, that doing that show, The American Idiot, was incredible because I got to finally do, 8 shows a week and really feel what that feels like, and on tour, which is really tough. We were
Mm-hmm.
like, a lot of times we were doing split weeks, meaning we would do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in one place, and then drive Friday early morning, and then do Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a new city. And sometimes it was a one nighter. I remember Kalamazoo, Michigan. We just came in for one night and then got up at 6 a.m. the next day, got on a bus, and went to the next place. It was
Did
like,
you get homesick? I'm
oh
homesick just
yeah.
listening. I'm like, Kalamazoo. I don't want to go to Kalamazoo.
I mean, yes and no.
No
Like I
offense to
did.
Kalamazoo.
No, nothing wrong with Kalamazoo. If you're any listeners in Kalamazoo,
It's
nothing
also
wrong
just
with it.
fun to say.
It's just fun to say, and that's how it stuck out. Is like I remember it was one
Yeah.
night only. But it was again, it was such an adventure, and I like you find your family doing the show, and you find your
Mm-hmm.
family of your friends, and so we were all in it together. We were all like between the ages of 20 and 25, so it was just like we were all in a similar phase of life, and it was just super special. So I did miss home, and I missed some like big life events.
Mm.
Um, like my grandma passed when I was away in the
Mm.
UK, and that was really tough.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't come back, and so but it's kind of part of the life of the theater. It's like you kind of make your family where you are.
Right.
But I definitely would get homesick.
Yeah.
But that was really special because I also got to understudy the three leads, so I got to experience like the show from all these different viewpoints, and I went on for them multiple times. Um, and then the next job I got after that was Rock of Ages, where I did play my first like professional lead in a show.
Was that in New York or was that the one in Las Vegas?
That was the one in Las Vegas. I actually did it on a cruise ship for 6 months. So that was going from New York to Bermuda for 6 months, just back and forth.
Okay, we got to talk about cruise ship. I
That
am
one was crazy.
petrified of going on a
So
cruise.
is Molly. I'm trying to get her to go on because I do guest entertaining on cruise ships now, and I
Yeah,
go out
but
for like a week or
right
two here or
now, do
there.
you want to go on a
I
cruise?
know the hantavirus is a little crazy. I was like, come on, I'm trying to get my wife out on a cruise ship, and you're
Yeah,
showing
it's
me
not
like
the
the next
time.
outbreak. No, I'm not that worried about it. There are things that happen, of course, but that one, I mean, that was a very unique one too because it was stopping at really like small ports and going to like Antarctica, and like it only had 150 people on it. So it's a very unique cruise
Yeah.
ship. I do like these bigger ones that have like, 3 to 4,000 passengers and like go to big ports, and they're usually actually like more well maintained actually. But
Yeah. But it doesn't give you, oh my gosh, I am like so fascinated by people who aren't afraid to go on like in open water. I'm like, what is that
I
like?
just guess I don't think about it too much. And they're like floating cities. Like they feel so safe.
Feels so
Like you barely
strange.
like sometimes I'm on the ship and I'm like I was having dinner. I brought my mom on the last cruise I went on, and we were like having dinner, and we looked out. I was like, oh right, we're just cruising all in the ocean right now. Like you forget.
I would literally be like, I'm not well. I'd have to put my head between my legs if I looked out and I just saw I was just in open water.
I
Like,
get
this
it.
is.
I get it. It's not for everyone.
But I envy people who are so adventurous like that, like traveling and just like, gosh,
Yeah, I
I'm
still have like
clammy
a bit
thinking
of
about it.
wanderlust. Yeah, I like getting outside of myself, and I like being in a new place. So I guess that's why I keep doing these things.
Yeah. Are there
But
certain things you bring with you to make you feel like home?
yeah, I definitely like if I'm ever on tour or like when I go back to New York for something that for an extended period of time, I'll bring, some pictures. I have pictures around here of like, just framed things of my family and my wife and my dog. Um, but nothing like other than that really, I guess. I bring my guitar most everywhere, so that's something. Just to feel like I have that little piece of, you know.
To connect to, yeah.
hmm
Okay, so we're not on the cruise yet, but we're in Vegas.
Well, we were on the cruise first, and
Oh,
then
the
we went
cruise
to
first.
Vegas. Yeah, the cruise was first, and then we went to Vegas. And Vegas is where I got my equity card, so that's how I joined the Actors Union.
Nice.
And then I got to work with Joy Fatone of NSYNC, that was great. Oh my God,
My shirt.
he's on your shirt. I didn't even realize.
So funny.
That is crazy. And obviously Molly was very excited about that. And he actually Joey then came. I did Cruel Intentions, where I met Molly right after that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all kind of tied in right now because the girl who was playing Elphaba on the tour of Wicked at the time, and the tour of Wicked happened to be coming through Las Vegas. Her name is Emma Hunton, and she was the youngest Elphaba ever, and still is the youngest Elphaba to ever play the role in America. I think maybe there was a
Mm-hmm.
younger one in like Argentina or something. But anyway, she came and saw the show on my opening night in Vegas, and then she was roommates with someone I went to Boston Conservatory with, and we became friends. And then she was in LA doing Cruel Intentions. I was like, hey, my friend John is about to leave a show in Vegas, and he would be great for this role. Bring him in.
Amazing.
And then I got it, and I met Molly, and now we're married. And now I'm doing a show with Emma again called
The
Millennials Are
Millennials.
Killing Musicals. By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be closed, but that's what we're doing
No, when do you close?
next weekend.
Oh my gosh, what? I'm supposed to come see this.
You only have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this coming week.
Well, then I gotta come Friday.
I know, it's very short notice. It's only
That's
3 weekends. It's a very short
Why is it
notice.
such a short run?
That's all they had time for, I guess. I don't know.
Is it gonna go to New York?
That's what they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You never know.
How did
But
you
that's the
like
goal.
living in Vegas?
I liked it a lot, actually. I don't know how you feel.
Interesting.
I liked it because I was also 24. I flew into LA, got my car, well, my mom's car. She just got a new car, and I took her car. Went to Vegas and like had my car after living in New York for a while, and lived in a house with two of the actors. So we had like a jacuzzi, and like it was a 2-story house, and I got to like live. It was in Summerlin. And just got to like live in a very residential place. It was very different from living in the big, city of New York.
Yeah.
And so I kind of liked having that kind of more adult experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, like driving in onto the Strip. It's the Strip. It's like
Where was Rock of Ages?
Disneyland.
Where
It
was
was at
it?
the Venetian.
Had
So it was
my
like a
had my
beautiful.
prom dinner there.
Get out of here. Of the Grand Lux Cafe.
Well, the Venetian was connected to the Palazzo, and there was
Yes.
like a Italian restaurant there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So
It's
actually,
like
we're technically in the Palazzo.
okay.
But I always say the Venetian because it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It
I
was
know.
amazing, and I got to do that show as the lead, for like over a year, and it was so much fun, and I really like found my voice, like
Mm-hmm.
because I was like kind of like musical theater guy, but also rock pop singer, and I was like, what do I could kind of make it fit in whatever it needed to be, but I know that like naturally I'm more of a rock singer,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was really fun to like explore that in that context, and then did Cruel Intentions, and then yeah, moved back to New York and I eventually did the Wicked tour myself, and then Hadestown. And
Yeah, Hadestown. Did you originate that role?
I originated the role in one of the workers. I was in the ensemble. There was 5
Amazing.
workers, and so I was worker number 3.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 5 of us, and then I understudied the role of Orpheus.
That's got to be a big pinch me moment for
Definitely,
sure.
definitely. And it was also like there's just like so many cool things that have like that tie in. Like I've discovered Anais Mitchell who wrote the music back in 2012, and I remember being on the bus in the UK. Spotify was just coming out, and I'd gotten an account, and at the time it was like doing that Amazon or that early Amazon thing. It was like if you like this, you might also like this, which was like
Mm,
very novel at the time. And so I was listening to a lot of Bon Iver, which was very big. He was very big at the time,
mm-hmm.
and it said if you like Bon Iver, you would also like Anais Mitchell because Justin Vernon, who is Bon Iver,
Mm-hmm.
did the original Orpheus vocals on her original concept album.
Oh, I would have
So
never
I
known
listened
that.
to, I know, right? So I listened to that whole album of Hadestown, which was like very different, like orchestration wise, but it was just a folk concept album. It wasn't a show or anything yet. And then little did I know they were starting to develop it into a stage musical in 2012. And then when 2018 came around and they were casting it, I was like, oh, I already know this show kind of. I know the vibe. And so I was on tour with Wicked, and I asked my agents, like, if I see this is off Broadway right now, if it's ever coming or going anywhere else, I need to audition for it. And so I eventually got to audition for it and booked it and got to originate the Broadway company and do the cast album and perform on the Tony Awards. And the Thanksgiving parade,
Oh my gosh, so
Regis and Kelly
fun.
and all that stuff. Or I think it was Kelly and Ryan at that point. But yeah, it was just the best experience, and it's still, I have been in it every year since it opened,
Oh, really?
except
You
this
still
year.
go back and do it?
Yeah, I've done it every year. I've gone back. I went back, well, to reopen it in 2021 after the pandemic.
Mm.
2022, I did the tour for a few months. 2023, I did Broadway again for a month and a half. 2024, I closed the tour. I went back and closed the tour for a few months again as Orpheus. And then just last year, I went in September. I went back and played Orpheus in September. Yeah,
That's amazing.
it was the best.
That's so cool.
It's fun just being on the roster and like, hey, you around? Come on in. I'm like, yeah, it's
That's
great.
kind of the dream, right? Like, hey, you want to come perform on Broadway
Be on
this
Broadway
weekend?
for
You're
a
like,
sec. Yeah,
why
cool.
not?
Yeah, it's great. It's worked out.
That's amazing. What would be like your dream role? Like, what's a role that you're like, I really, really want to do this?
That's so funny. Someone just asked me that yesterday, someone in my cast, and I'd kind of like let go of it in a weird way because I'd always said like I don't know if my dream role exists yet, but Orpheus really was
Mm,
like he plays guitar.
right.
He's not like a traditional leading man. He sings the way that I like to sing, and like the emotion of the story, just everything. And I'm Greek also, and like it's a Greek myth. Like there's just so many things that like were meant for me to be a part of that show, and so that's it. But now like the one that I haven't played that still means a lot to me is going back to Company, the lead role of Bobby, who was played by Raul Esparza when I first saw it, who happened to be in Jesus Christ Superstar last year, and that was like another pinch me moment, getting to like work with him and talk
Mm-hmm.
to him, and that role, Bobby in Company, like he's 35 and he's having like a midlife crisis. He's not married, so I'm like the right time. I can't. I'm not going through the same
I was
crisis
gonna
as
say you
him,
can't
but
relate, but
but I
I
just love the
could.
music. Yeah, I love the music and I love the storytelling, and the book is so good too. And yeah, I would love to do that role.
Now, when it comes to you, so you're so seasoned and experienced in musical theater, and what about TV and film? Do you want to do TV and film, or do you just really focus on the theater and musicals of it all?
Yeah, I have an agent uh, who's LA based now, and I have a manager in New York. It's nice to have people looking out for me in both areas, but
Hmm.
I do I would love to do more TV film, but like the
Yeah.
the industry is tough right now. My wife
Hmm.
is very experienced in TV film, and it's hard out there for her. So I've kind of like not let go, but like I haven't been pushing for it as much. Maybe I'm still getting
Hmm.
auditions that here and there for it. I did a short last year. I've done a pilot. I have some experience on camera, but just the opportunities keep coming with theater, and so I'm kind of just like, so many things are in flux. Even the theater world is like
Hmm.
all doing so much existing IP musicals, um, and even theater like the straight plays, like if it's not something that already exists or a revival, it's cast with huge stars, so it's hard to
Yeah.
like get in there. So I'm just kind of going where the work takes me.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do more TV film for sure. I'd
Yeah.
love to do stuff that doesn't require me to sing because I
Mm,
do love to just act as well. But I mean, yeah, I just go where whatever's
yeah.
whatever is available
It
and who wants to
is.
work with me.
Yeah, it is frustrating because you see, like, it's like all these people who end up on Broadway now are reality TV stars or people who are already, and
Yeah,
it's like, what happened to just new talent? Like,
I know.
I mean, all bringing it back to Friends, like everybody there was like had a couple co-stars and guest stars under their belt, and like
Hmm.
new talent is just like casting unknowns. Can we get back to that?
Yeah.
Because and like let the people still work and get these jobs,
Hmm.
but like it is sad that only it feels like only celebrities. Like I had a girlfriend who like did this like 18-page audition, killed herself for it, and they gave it to Hilary Swank. It was like, well, she had no chance in hell. Like, what are you talking? Why even make
Yeah.
her do that? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Totally.
But
Totally.
it's so yeah, I could I it is It's frustrating, but I try to ignore it as much as I can for my
I
own
know. I
mental
don't know
health.
how you can't think about it too much because you can't control it.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing you can control is showing up where you can show up and doing the best you can do with the opportunities you're given and hope. But that's how it's always been too, is like hope that one thing clicks. You never know
Mm-hmm.
what that thing's going to be. So just staying available and staying ready.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to teach too, because like it keeps me sharp. I know, you know, helping like a younger generation like hone
Right.
their skills reinforces things for me as well.
Yeah. You teach guitar, right?
I teach guitar and voice.
Amazing.
And I do a lot of like private coaching for auditions as well.
Mm. Now, which is the audition edit?
Yeah,
How's that going? When does that start?
really good. We are almost we hit our soft goal of enrollment, and so we're feeling
Mm-hmm.
really good about that because that was like once we hit that, we'll feel really good. Like it won't feel too like not enough people, but also won't feel like too many. We
Mm-hmm.
had like an ambitious goal for like the amount of people um, to do the first class.
Mm-hmm.
And but now we're like, oh, now I kind of don't want anymore because it's like this feels good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we're really happy about that. That's in 2 weeks, May 23rd and 24th. It'll
Perfect.
be at the Colony Theater in Burbank, and which is where I'm doing the show right now. They graciously are letting us use their space, um, and it's an amazing space. It's the parking is free, which is in Los Angeles
I'm
is
there.
such a win.
Yeah.
But we're so excited. It's all for teens, 14 to 18, and it's to get this kind of experience of like a professional audition experience. Learn how to really do it in both mediums because, like you said, like you didn't know what song to sing
Mm-mm.
that would really work. So we have like a checklist to bring in. We want people to come in with a song and their sheet music already, but we're going to go over like how to pick the right material for the show you're going out for and for
Mm-hmm.
your personal, your voice and your style and your look and all that stuff. And then we're going to do a whole so one day is all stage and the next day is screen, and we're going to do like we're going to have them submit from these pre approved scenes. There's like 3 scenes for girls, 3 scenes for boys, and you pick one and they're short, and you'll do like a little self tape and submit it before the weekend, and then we'll look at them in class and then do like a mock callback.
I
And so
love
that,
that. I
yeah, so that
wish I
they get
had
that
that when I was
experience,
younger so
right?
bad.
Same. Especially like if I was doing, which I did, it was stage and not did, even though I lived in LA, I didn't have any like connection to the
Right.
film world. And so to like have that experience and like learn some on camera techniques at that age would have been so helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. And from people who are actually working and doing it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think back to when I came out here and like I remember I did audition for a Disneyland show when I came out here and I
Right.
had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to read music. I was like, where do I get the music? I sing with the piano. I've never sung with the piano before. Like
Right.
it's
That even that experience of just having an
yeah,
accompanist.
it's
It's
an
yeah.
experience that you don't get if you are not surrounded by it, you know?
Right.
And
So
like
why
it,
not get an experience of like where it's safe, and we want to like create a really safe room where
right.
everyone might be at different levels, maybe have more experience or less, but where you can just try, and that's what
Hmm.
we're here for, just to like get
Will
better.
this be an ongoing thing, or is this like we're gonna do this once, see how it goes, and then continue it?
The dream is to keep doing it. Yeah.
Hmm.
We wanted to see how this first one go went, and we're really happy that there's been good feedback. And
I'm like, can you do
like
one for
response for older people.
adults, please?
Yeah, I think we do want to
My
like
age missed
expand
the
it.
cutoff.
I know, just a
Just a
bit,
time, just by like a year.
a skosh, just a skosh. No, I do want to open it up. We wanted to keep it young just for
Hmm.
this one, just so we could like, yeah, have more of like I don't know parameters around people's experience. And so going forward, we might do like open it up to a different age range and maybe have people submit like an audition for it,
Yeah,
just so we can keep people on a similar plane.
right,
Kind of like acting classes, like teachers have
right,
their like different this is for my series regulars and this is for like my
right.
beginners and whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the goal is also to like bring it to different colleges and different performing arts programs. Do one on the
Hmm.
East Coast. We'd love to do one in New York. Yeah, we'd love it to be like a thing that is just that we do maybe once a month. But
That's
the demand
amazing.
just has to be there. So we're gonna start expanding it. We might do it online. Um, yeah, there's a lot of ideas. So we're just gonna keep
Phantom
see
Brittany is
where it
going to
takes
come to
us.
the online class.
She's taking notes. I know. She's
Yeah.
like, ooh, this is for me.
She's up there doing something. That's so funny.
Phantom Brittany.
When it comes to like TV, was there a certain character like growing up or even in your adulthood that you saw yourself in?
Yeah, I said New Girl is my favorite show, but
Mm-hmm.
and I also said it's tied though with Parks and Rec and The Office. And really, the first time I saw someone who I really identified with was Jim in The Office.
Okay.
Like just like kind of like the sweet guy who doesn't really get the girl at first, is too shy, uh, but like is so like is just just a solid dude, really funny. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted he was like everything like I wanted to be. Um,
No.
because he was like, and also just the acting, like he wasn't a traditional, just like handsome guy on TV. I mean, he's up still. I think John Krasinski's very handsome, but like at the time, he was just like kind of a nerdy
Right.
every guy,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I could see myself playing a role like that, but I also just felt like that's a bit of me. Like he has a
Mm,
sense of humor. He's soft spoken in a way that I think that I am as well. Um, yeah, but then when New Girl happened and it was like kind of similar, more of a similar age. They were like a little older when it was first out, a little
mm-hmm.
older than I was when it was out. But I like definitely felt like there's parts of me that's Nick and parts of me that's Schmidt.
That's
It's like a interesting combo of
yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so funny because I've been putting off rewatching New Girl. It's one of my rewatch shows that I just
Yeah,
friggin' love.
yeah.
But I've been putting it off because I get so sad about Rob Reiner that I can't do
I
it.
know, I
But
know.
then even last night I was watching the Prince episode,
Mm.
and it's so funny because I find myself the second I hear Schmidt, it's like I take on his cadence and I
Yep.
will start talking like him immediately, and I'm like, what is
Come
happening?
on, yeah. Straight youths. Yeah, it's just he's incredible.
It's so good. But
He's
why
incredible.
specifically is that episode one of your favorites?
Well, I love that. I just love the lore about behind it as well. That
Hmm.
like Prince loved the show, just
So
loved New
good.
Girl, and was
Yeah.
like, "Can I be on it?" And they were like, "Yes, Prince, you can be on the show." Like that's crazy to me. Um, and I just love that he's like so silly in it and just like having the best time and just happy to be there. And then also I think they're all like it's elevated. There's something
Hmm.
elevated about the show is already funny, but
Hmm.
there's something else that like I just think his presence on the set like brought something out from everyone.
Right.
And like just that scene where Nick sees him and like
When he
that
screams,
scream, and then he like passes
yes,
out. It's
it's the
just one of my
best.
favorite moments of all of TV.
Every time it reminds me of Ross when Ross screams. It's like
Yes.
those when these grown ass men just get to that high pitched like scream and become so weak. It is so funny every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, gosh, it's crazy because it was like I didn't realize how long ago this was.
I know.
I'm like, this feels like it was just yesterday
It
because it
does.
still
It
holds up
does.
so well.
It does. But it was 14, 15. When did it come out? 2011?
That's insane, and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I know. It's hard to think about.
But it
I'm
was
still
funny.
very young. To me, I'm the youngest person who's ever lived. So I don't know how anyone could be younger and also how I could ever be considered old.
I
So
know.
it's tough. It's tough for
Well,
me.
also, I'm like, my feet still dangle when I sit in chairs. So I'm like, you can't tell me I'm 35.
Right, right. When they're swinging.
Yeah,
When these feet
exactly.
be swinging, I can't be 35
That's so funny. But
for
at the
sure.
end of the episode, I was like, oh my God, this is how I felt. And it kind of goes back to Broadway a little bit because they're like, what do we do? Like, they all just went up on stage with Prince and dance. They're
Yeah.
like, what do we do? Just go back to work tomorrow? And that's exactly how I felt when I went to Hillary Duff. I was
Yeah.
just like, what am I literally texted Sarah and I was like, I'm just supposed to go like back to normal life tomorrow. She was like, don't.
I literally peaked. Like,
Yeah. What am I supposed to? Molly was the first person I texted actually, which is so funny.
I
Because
mean,
I knew she
that
would get it.
tracks. Yeah, of course.
Um, but I was like, but my friend Sarah was like, don't like
Yeah.
find out how to ride this wave. Like if people from reality shows can star in Chicago, then like so can you. And I was like, okay, you're right. I don't have to go back to normal life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's so funny. You've been
It
catapulted by Miss
literally.
Duff.
And which is how another connection you and I have is because Mitchell, who
Hmm.
brought awareness to the With Love dance, is
Yeah,
also in your show.
I love that. I didn't realize like that was like kind of their
A thing.
brand.
Yeah.
Like that was, and then seeing them up there with Hillary, like and slaying the dance better
Yeah.
than anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw recently, he posted the video of him all over the stage of our show doing the dance in his
Yes.
costume. Did you see that?
So good.
I filmed that. It's like not a big
Oh,
deal, but
nice.
I filmed that. So
Nice.
yeah, don't look at me different, but
What's the most millennial thing about you still?
oh God, that I was born in 1990.
Yeah.
Like that feels so that's just is it,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
I think that I still like yearn for that kind of perfect nexus
Mhm.
of not enough technology and just enough technology, you
Yeah.
know? Like 2004 was pretty magical because I had a flip phone and I could play Snake and I could
Hmm.
text my friends
But
and
you
like
weren't only on your phone all the
yeah,
time.
but I wasn't like dying, doom scrolling, and my
Hmm.
brain starting to hurt and rot because I
Yeah.
can't like sometimes like Molly and I we have the brick now. Do you know the brick?
No.
You heard of the brick? You know, there's apps and things that you can like set time limits on
Oh,
certain
yeah,
apps and
yeah,
things, but
yeah.
you're like ignore. You know, the brick is a physical thing. It's magnetic. Usually people put it on their fridge, and you can set a time for it. Your apps will all brick, and the apps that you don't want to use and then to unbrick them, you have to go and like put your phone against the brick. So it just gives it one extra layer to like, do I really want to go on Instagram and get up and go to the kitchen and like do? No, I'm better than that. I'm gonna stay off my phone and like read or do literally anything else. And
This
so it's
is
really it helps.
crazy.
I know that, but these are the things we have to do because we can't get off of our phones.
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely need to. It's like we're just addicted to dopamine, like instant dopamine, and then it doesn't hit as
Need a
hard.
rush. I need a rush. Yeah,
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah. Like growing up, I had like all these kind of books like I hate that this is the well. There was like the Darwin Awards. Remember those books? There was like a series of books that had like little stories about people who almost died or people who did die, and they were like stupid in stupid
No.
ways. I know this old Barnes and
Please
Noble. Like these are
explain
the.
this.
There's a book. They're probably still out there. You know, they're probably still making them. They're called the Darwin Awards, and like every year there's more of them. Like people dying in really weird, strange, kind of funny ways. I know it's not. It's dark. It's dark.
No, I remember the show A Thousand Ways to Die. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes. Like people are, it's an interesting topic. And
Yeah.
there's also this thing that was called like the bathroom reader, and it was like basically almost like as if you were scrolling. Like it just had little bite-sized, little interesting
Mm.
facts and like sometimes jokes and stories. And I would, people would put it in their bathroom so you could read it on the toilet. But I would just have it in my room like growing up because I loved like just little bits of information and little stories and things like that. And the Darwin Awards was a similar thing of like just reading interesting, weird stories. And so I think that like has transitioned into like just scrolling on TikTok, like getting that little
Hmm.
hit, getting that little bit. And I guess I was already conditioned for that, but I'm yeah, actively trying to slow that down and get that out
Yeah.
of my life.
It's so hard because like I want to do that, but then I am such an anxious person. Like we went to the Comedy Store and they lock your phone away and
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be the one time that
right,
like something bad happens and I
right.
can't get to my brain isn't like, "Oh, I get a break. This is so nice." My brain is
No,
like, "What if there's an emergency?"
sure,
Like
sure,
but then I'm so glued to my phone.
right.
Like, and then you are just subconsciously like looking for it all the time.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
like, I
You're
didn't
always
even want
thinking
to
about
open
it.
this app, and I
Exactly.
did.
You're like, oh, what if someone? It was really tough during the pandemic because I was getting a lot of like contact for lessons and stuff through Instagram. So I was
Mm,
like always checking and like that was
mm-hmm.
a business and like
Right,
so I've had to like start separating that and like being more intentional about when I check because like I don't need to I can check in 1 hour of the day at the end
right.
of the day and like that's like business time, you know?
Yeah,
It takes some time, but it's like it's so insidious. Like
yeah.
the badges and the notifications and like it just
So are you the type of person, there's not if there's a red bubble on my phone, I'm upset. Like
yeah.
when people have like 38 missed calls, I'm like, I can't even look at you
When
right
people
now.
have like 1,000 emails, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm gonna die.
yeah,
Yeah, on your phone, on their
yeah,
phone. I'm
yeah,
gonna die for
yeah.
you, for me. Yeah, no, I need it to be like, yeah, taken
Yeah,
care
so
of.
that's I'm like everything needs to be clear all the time. So it's like I feel like I have to respond so quickly, but then I screw a lot of shit up because I respond so fast and
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not a
Oop.
thorough person.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops, that wasn't supposed to go to them.
I just
Oop.
need the notification gone.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's
we
same.
used to go to the internet used to be a place we would go to.
Go to. Yeah. Now it's
Like
just
it
for
was like
browsing.
an event when you got home and you were done with your
Yeah.
homework and you had your snack and it was like,
Yeah.
can I use the internet? But now
Yeah.
the
The
internet
dial up.
is
Oh,
our
so exciting.
life.
I know. There's a thing called like the Unphone or something like that that's coming out that like still has camera and stuff. There are phones that are like just for texting and calls, which I get. Like there's a lot of people trying to like really rid
Hmm.
themselves of a smartphone. But there's something I think I just saw that's like it has smartphone capabilities, but it's not Apple or again Samsung or anything. Like it's a smaller just a phone company,
Hmm.
and I think it's a lot like healthier.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think
so
we've
I
just
feel like
built
we
this
have to
like,
balance.
yeah, we've built a false sense of connection. We think we know somebody or that we've spent
Right,
time with them because we watched what they did all day long.
right,
And then when we are with each other in real life, or we spend most of our time alone, it's like, well, I already saw what they were doing. We talked a little bit, but it's like,
right.
I think we're dying. Everybody's dying for our connection so bad,
Absolutely.
which is why, again, theater and art is so important because it just
That's why,
brings.
yeah, I'm grateful that I'm in an industry that, well, theater especially, can't
Hmm.
really be replaced with AI. They might do some AI like images for the background of a scene or
Hmm.
something, but I like real human people on a stage. I think there will always be a need for it. So
Absolutely.
that's good.
Absolutely. Well, before you go, I want to ask you, what is the best piece of advice that somebody has given you, or just something you've learned in life that you'd like to pass on, whether it be for your mental health, for your career?
Well, I was looking at kind of like a well, I don't want to, maybe you can cut this part out. But you had like a list of questions that you might ask.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I want to tie it into one of them that's like a favorite quote.
Mm.
And one of my favorite quotes that really stuck with me, and I think it just hit me at a time that I needed to hear it too, was on Parks and Rec. And it's just it's a funny quote, but it really is like deep at the same time. It's like Ron Swanson says to Leslie Knope, he says, "Don't half-ass two things, whole ass one thing."
I
you
love
know
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And I feel like at the time I was like, oh, but I want to make music, oh, but I want to do this, but I want to do that, and I have all these things I want to do, and it was paralyzing me. And but I was kind of doing everything, and but doing everything like not like a half-assing, like not
Hmm.
I wasn't able to give my whole thing. So I don't think you can only have to do one thing forever, but I think if you're trying to accomplish something, really give it your all,
Give
and
it your whole ass.
give it your whole ass. Exactly. And try not to be split in a million different directions. Like if you want to be on Broadway, like
Whole
go for
ass.
it and
Yeah.
whole ass it, and don't be like, well, I might go to New York for like a few months and see how it goes. It's like, no, like really jump in feet first.
Right.
Or like, maybe I'll audit this acting class. It's like, no, go take that class for 3 months.
Hmm.
Give it, and if it's a financial thing, I totally understand that. But like, save up, be intentional with it, be really monk-like in your existence for a few months so that you can save up for that thing. Like, just you have to be locked in.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And discipline
Yeah,
is hard, especially as you get
really hard.
older.
Yeah,
Like you said, because we have so many distractions. The world is crazy, the industry is crazy, our phones are attached to us. It's so hard to be disciplined, but
totally.
it really is like the time is going to pass. So you could have either done it with your whole ass or not, you
Correct.
know?
Correct. And don't you want to say like, and also the kind of, I guess it's less advice and it's more like an adage, but you can also fail at the thing that you don't want to do.
Hmm.
You can be let go from that corporate job that you did to make money that you don't really care about,
Right,
and be back at square one.
right.
So like you owe it to yourself to at least really go for it,
Yeah.
because at least you won't have any doubts
Mm,
or regrets.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, John, this was great.
This was awesome.
I know. We have to hang more. I gotta come over the house and come see you guys.
Yes, please do. Do you have a pet?
I don't. My dog is in Las Vegas, so I go
Okay.
back and forth a lot. But I would love to get some
together, but
Maxine
would
pedals.
love you. She lives everywhere.
I know.
But yes, come on over. Let's all hang out.
Okay. Yes, please. We have to.
Yeah.
We have to have a fun summer.
Absolutely.
We have to find things that are full of joy
that
to
bring joy and connection. And
yes.
Not just on our tablets and screens.
I'll put my phone in the brick.
Yes, you can
I'll
come over. You can brick. Yeah, we can all brick together. It'll be so fun.
It sounds so sexual.
I'm
gonna brick with my whole ass.
That's the title of the episode. No, I mean, because we say like we have to brick up, and it's like, is that what we want to call it? Yeah, I don't know if we thought it through. But
oh my god, that's
there
great.
It is.
That's amazing. I feel like that's a very Nick Miller thing to do.
Exactly.
It's so funny. Well, tell Molly I said hi and enjoy the rest of your day and break legs this week.
Thank you, Brittany. It was so nice to talk to you.
All right, John. We'll talk soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.